Alrighty guys, what's going on? It's Phil here and welcome to my Night of Champions 2025 predictions. In this video, we're going to be going over each and every single match that is now scheduled for the Night of Champions 2025 card because there have been some changes as of this past episode of Monday Night Raw. And at the end of the day, we're just going to be going over the winners and who I think is ultimately going to be winning and why I think these guys can be winning their respective matches. I know we got some championship matches coming this Friday on Friday Night SmackDown with the Women's Championship being contested in a last woman standing match. We have the tag team titles on the line as the Wyatt Six get an opportunity against the Street Profits, and the Women's United States Championship is on the line as well with Julia, trying to get that championship away from Zelina Vega. I'm just going to tell you guys right now my predictions real quick for these matches. So when it comes down to the tag team titles, I'm going with the Wyatt Six. I think they really should get those tag team titles. When it comes down to the Women's United States Championship, there's no doubt in my mind that Julia is going to be getting that title. And then when it comes down to the last woman standing match between Tiffany and Nia, I got Tiffany retaining her championship. Naomi could potentially cash in, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're saving that cash in for further down the line. So those are my quick predictions for this Friday's championship matches before Night of Champions. I wanted to get those matches out of the way real quick. That way we can solely focus on the Night of Champions 2025 card. Because when you look at this card from top to bottom, it's honestly pretty stacked. And I think we're going to be getting a great show when it comes down to the overall quality of the product this Saturday. But with that being said, let's get right into the preview and predictions for Night of Champions 2025. Hit that like button if you are ever so inclined to do so. Also, while you're down there, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell for all notifications. That way you guys never miss another upload right here on the YouTube channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, guys. It's a climb. It's very much a climb, but we can definitely get there. Let's get to that 1,000 subscriber goal. All right, let's get right into the predictions, shall we? Let's start off with the match that's going to be taking place between Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. Now, we all know that Karrion Kross has been the devil on Sami Zayn's shoulder for the better part of the last few months now. And we all know that Sami Zayn just lost his semifinal match in the King of the Ring tournament to Randy Orton. Now, Karrion Kross did not have a result within this match. He didn't cause Sami Zayn in any way, but because of Karrion Kross being in the mind of Sami Zayn, Karrion had Sami Zayn lose focus. Sami Zayn lost focus in that match against Randy Orton, and Randy Orton is now in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament against Cody Rhodes, which we'll talk about later on in the video. But when it comes down to this match, Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross, I'm glad that we're getting this on a WWE PLE stage like Night of Champions, because when it comes down to the ultimate goal of Sami Zayn to become a world champion, I don't think he's going to be able to become world champion until he gets past Karrion Kross. And my ultimate prediction for this match is that he does get past Karrion Kross. He beats Karrion Kross at Night of Champions. That way he can show that he has that fire to become the world champion that he ultimately wants to become. We know that the Royal Rumble for 2026 is going to be in Saudi Arabia. And what better way than to show that you can become a world champion within the WWE than to win the 2026 Royal Rumble and get to the ultimate goal to fight for the World Championship at WrestleMania. That might have been a little bit of a spoiler as to who I think is going to be winning the 2026 Rumble, but I don't care. The fact of the matter is, once he gets past Karrion Kross, he will have that fire within him to become a world champion, and ultimately, that's what WWE is planning on. Sami Zayn will be a future world champion within the WWE. It's just a matter of timing, and you got to do it when the time is right. So, stay tuned. Sami Zayn's going to be world champion, but he'll get past Karrion Kross first in order to make that happen. Now let's talk about the street fight that's going to go down between Rhea Ripley and one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Raquel Rodriguez. Now apparently this match was made official on Monday Night Raw during the segment between Rhea Ripley and Adam Pearce. I didn't even hear him say that the match is going to be taking place at Night of Champions, but here we are. I just think we're going to be seeing Rhea Ripley get the win here at Night of Champions in the street fight, mainly because of the fact that she was taken out by Raquel Rodriguez this past Monday on Monday Night Raw with the help of Roxanne Perez. And even though that Roxanne and Raquel are kind of forming a little bit of a friendship right now, with Liv Morgan being out with that dislocated shoulder, I just think Mommy gets her win back. I just think Mommy gets back on top in the end, and we'll see the kindling of the friendship continue between Raquel and Roxanne, but at the end of the day, with her just being left down in the middle of the ring, ominous that Raw through the table, I just think that Mommy gets her win back. There's really no further explanation that I need to go into. I just think Rhea gets her win back. That's all. So I got Rhea Ripley winning the street fight. Let me know what you guys think. Now, we only have 2 championship matches on the Night of Champions card, which is kind of crazy to me, but let's continue on with the United States Championship matchup between Jacob Fatu, who's the champion going in, taking on the challenger, and Solo Sikoa. Now, I thought that the ultimate goal for this match was to happen at SummerSlam this year, the first ever 2-night SummerSlam, to say the very least. And, while I think that we could still see a possibility of this match still taking place at SummerSlam, I'm not mad at the fact that they're doing this here at Night of Champions, because this feud between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa has legs, and you can honestly extend this past Night of Champions if you ever so choose to do so. You can do stuff with JC Mateo or possibly a Hikuleo if he ever comes into play. Maybe he even comes into play in this match for the United States Championship, and we could possibly see a new United States champion be crowned. I don't know, but regardless, the fact that we are doing this at Night of Champions is very telling to me, because when you have these two, and these two honestly do have very good chemistry with each other, not just because they were a part of the bloodline together, but just because of how this feud has come about, honestly, I can't even really complain about it. I mean, we all know that WWE is trying to set something up between Jacob Fatu and Damian Priest, but when it comes down to the Damian Priest feud for Jacob Fatu in the United States Championship, that doesn't nearly have as much room to even breathe as much as this feud with Solo Sikoa does. So when it comes down to everything that's happening here, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Jacob and Solo do at Night of Champions. But when it comes down to the actual result of this United States Championship match, I'm going to go with the Jacob Fatu retention here, mainly because at the end of the day, while I do see a world of a possibility of seeing Hikuleo debut, join Solo Sikoa, and help him win the United States Championship, I think if you're going to be saving something like that, you'd rather save that for the first ever 2-night SummerSlam, and you continue to build this feud on your way to the first ever 2-night SummerSlam. So I'm going to have Jacob Fatu retain the United States Championship here, and we'll see where things can go with Jacob and Solo heading into SummerSlam, because like I said, I don't think this is going to be a one and done. We are going to continue this past Night Champions. So Jacob Fatu retains the United States title. But if Solo Sikoa does win the United States Championship because of a debuting Hikuleo, the match at SummerSlam between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa, the rematch for the United States Championship, does make a lot of sense. So we'll see in due time how it all plays out. Let's talk about the match for the Undisputed WWE Championship, as we have the never-seen 17 WWE Champion John Cena taking on CM Punk. Now, I am truly looking forward to seeing what John Cena and CM Punk do at Night of Champions, especially with it being for the Undisputed WWE Championship. The stuff that Cena has done with CM Punk ever since this whole thing started between the two has been the best thing that John Cena has done in this entire heel turn. That pipe bomb promo that John Cena did on CM Punk this past episode of Friday Night SmackDown was absolutely the best promo that John Cena has ever cut within this heel run that he has been on the past 6 months. This is the John Cena that we always wanted. This is the John Cena heel kind of persona that we always wanted when it comes down to John Cena being a heel in his final year within the WWE. WWE finally listened to the criticism by the WWE fan base, and at the end of the day, while the first 6 months have not been all that great when it comes down to the John Cena heel run, as soon as they paired him up with CM Punk has brought the best out of John Cena. Whether you like CM Punk or whether you don't, he's been the catalyst as to what we see out of this John Cena nowadays for this heel run, and I cannot wait to see the next 6 months of John Cena's heel run after all of this is said and done. Besides the actual match where John Cena won the undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania against Cody Rhodes, the match quality that we have gotten out of John Cena against Randy Orton, against R-Truth, even though it was only 5 minutes. The matches that we've gotten out of John Cena since becoming the undisputed WWE Champion have been very good. So honestly, when it comes down to the overall quality of the match that we are going to be getting between John Cena and CM Punk, I think we're going to be getting a great match out of these two. And when it comes down to the overall conversation of John Cena's greatest opponents and John Cena's greatest rivals, you can't have that conversation without mentioning somebody like CM Punk. So the fact of the matter is, CM Punk is easily one of John Cena's greatest rivals ever within the company's history, and that's not even really up for debate. This match is going to be great, and while I do see John Cena retaining the undisputed WWE Championship, CM Punk, at the end of the day, he's going to put a great match on against John Cena, and this is just going to be a huge nostalgia act for everybody that's my age, that's, a little bit older than me. I mean, who cares? At the end of the day, nostalgia is a hell of a drug, and the fact that we're going to be seeing John Cena versus CM Punk in 2025, 14 years after their classic at Money in the Bank 2011, it's just going to be absolutely fantastic to see, and I am just so here for it. John Cena is going to retain the undisputed WWE Championship, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing what John and Punk do within that ring. Now we have the Queen of the Ring finals, as we have Jade Cargill from Friday Night SmackDown taking on Monday Night Raw's Asuka. Now the winner of this match gets their brand's champion on the first ever 2-night SummerSlam. If Jade wins, she gets Tiffany Stratton. If Asuka wins, she gets Io Sky. And WWE already teased the potential of seeing Io Sky and Asuka for the WWE Women's World Championship at SummerSlam this past episode of Monday Night Raw. So you really do see that kind of a possibility of seeing Asuka and Io Sky, a match and a feud that many fans have been wanting for quite some time. Because let's just face it, Asuka was sorely missed on WWE programming, and we're all just glad she's back. Plus, Io Sky really hasn't had much to tell with her championship reign ever since it really got started. And in terms of the actual storytelling aspect, we've barely got any. So having that win for Asuka and getting that match against Io Sky automatically puts a real good story in front for the Women's World Championship for SummerSlam. So honestly, seeing a potential Asuka victory here could be a very nice possibility to see. But the better story to tell, in my opinion, is with Jade Cargill. And with Jade Cargill winning the Queen of the Ring tournament, thus getting Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam, and maybe even seeing Jade Cargill potentially win the WWE Women's Championship at SummerSlam. That way, we can possibly see the cash-in for one Naomi. Because if you have Jade Cargill win the Queen of the Ring tournament to get to Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam, ultimately having Jade Cargill win the WWE Women's Championship on that night to potentially get cashed in on by Naomi, a woman who is going to be taking a championship away from Jade Cargill, just like how Naomi believes that Jade Cargill took Bianca Belair away from Naomi. It just writes itself. It just completely writes itself. So that's what I'm going with. I am going with Jade Cargill winning the Queen of the Ring tournament so that we can get to the overall goal of seeing the possibility of Naomi versus Jade Cargill down the line. I mean, I understand we saw that at WrestleMania, but I mean, the fact that we can possibly be seeing Naomi take a championship away from Jade Cargill, just like how she thinks that Jade Cargill took Bianca away from her, like I said, it just writes itself. It just makes perfect sense. It may be a simple story. It may be just painfully obvious that that could be the possibility, but regardless, I think sometimes the simplest of ways to go here could honestly be the best way. So I'm going with Jade Cargill to win the 2025 Queen of the Ring tournament. But now we gotta talk about that King of the Ring final as we have Cody Rhodes taking on Randy Orton. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. If you guys know me, you guys know how much of a big fan I am of Cody Rhodes. And if you guys also know me, you guys know how much of a big fan I am of Randy Orton. WWE fans around the world, Cody Rhodes fans around the world have been waiting for this matchup to happen. And while many people do not think that Night of Champions is the best stage for the first installment of this potential feud to happen, I honestly think it's the perfect stage to start with. Mainly because the winner of this King of the Ring final gets John Cena at the first ever Night SummerSlam, and we all know the whole situations that gone on between these two and John Cena in their past matches that they've had against each other. Starting off with Cody Rhodes, I mean, we saw it at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. John Cena won the Undisputed WWE Championship from Cody Rhodes simply because of the fact that Travis Scott comes down, and he's honestly one of the sole reasons as to why Cody lost the title. And secondly, with Randy Orton, we all know the match that they had in St. Louis, and with everything that happened between John Cena and R-Truth, it ultimately cost Randy Orton the Undisputed WWE Championship in that fantastic match that they had back in St. Louis. So these two obviously have huge history with John. And these two, in Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, have huge history with each other, dating all the way back to their days in Legacy. I get that many people want to see this feud possibly on the grander stage like a WrestleMania, but who knows, guys? Maybe at the end of the day, this is just the start of where Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton can go from here. I mean, at the end of the day, we all know that Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens started in a freaking parking lot, and it really all just started because two friends just wanted to go at each other, and it turned into an actual animosity type feud. So, in terms of everything that we got here between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, this could honestly just be the start of what WWE could possibly be telling between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, and I'm here for all of that. So with that being said, I do have Cody Rhodes going on to win this match against Randy Orton to be the 2025 King of the Ring, to ultimately face John Cena at the first ever Night SummerSlam, thus seeing a WrestleMania rematch from WrestleMania 41. But guys, just so that you guys know, at the end of the day, this is not going to be the end of the saga between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, because Cody Rhodes may be winning the first battle of these two, but trust me, the war is simply not over. These two are going to continue on to tell a very long-term type story that we could possibly be seeing all the way up until WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. And yes, I did say Las Vegas again. They're going to Las Vegas again, guys. I mean, come on. What the hell are we doing? But regardless, Cody Rhodes wins the 2025 King of the Ring tournament. Alrighty guys, those are my predictions for WWE Night of Champions 2025. Let me know your predictions down in the comment section below. Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe, God bless, and peace.